Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Vibrantly Healthy Mom Show. So, is your body calling for this, but you're ignoring the signs and the signals that your body's giving you? Today, we're going to talk about what I believe is one of the most important things that you can do to help your body function at its best. My name is Laura Bostrom, and I am the host of this show. If you haven't joined me here before, welcome. I'm glad to have you here today. I'm here every Tuesday at 12 o'clock noon Eastern Time, and I would love to have you tune in with me again after today. But if this is your first time here, I want to welcome you, and also, if you are never able to if you are ever in a position where you can't catch these live, you can always catch the replay. I always have those left up on my Facebook page, as well as on my YouTube channel. So I'm glad that you've joined me here, and today I'm going to tell you something that happened to me many years ago, and the reason why I want to get into this is, first of all, because it is Mother's Day coming up later this week. I can't believe it's Mother's Day already. That means we are well into May. And when we think about Mother's Day, what do we think about? We think about celebrating our moms, the special women that are in our life that gave birth to us. And at the same time, those of us who are mothers, it's a time, I believe, to just reflect on how thankful we are for the important place that we have in life in nurturing the children that the Lord has given us. And so in order to do the best that we can do at that, it's super important to take care of ourselves. We only are given one body, and it's super important to do the things that are going to help us to function our best so that we can take care of our families. And so this month, for the month of May, I want to be focusing on things with you that will help you to be feeling your best as a mom to take care of those that have been entrusted to your care. So we are going to start out today talking about water. Okay, we have summer coming, and think about all the things that we like to do in the summertime. We like to be active, doing things with our family, going on vacation, and we want to feel our best for that, right? So the best place to start with that is with water. And I will tell you, I have not always been a water drinker. I went for a long portion of my life where I just didn't drink water because I didn't like what it tasted like. It didn't make me feel good in my stomach. And honestly, I think it was just because of the quality of the water that I was drinking. It was going through a water softener, it was tap water, and it didn't agree with my stomach. So I didn't see the necessity of drinking it. I didn't have the knowledge that I have now of knowing just how important it is for me. And so I didn't drink it. I drank juice instead. Well, that's not the same thing. So what happened was, and this was after our second son was born. It was when I started having health problems, and I had gone in for, I believe it was either an endoscopy or a colonoscopy. They're trying to figure out what was wrong with my digestive system. It's probably just that it was lacking water. But after that procedure, my husband kept on seeing one person after another coming out of the recovery room, ready to go home, and he knew I had been in there a long time, and I was not coming out. So what the heck is going on? Well, I was so dehydrated. They were having to give me bag after bag of fluids to replenish what was lacking in my body. I was chronically dehydrated. This was a problem. I'm not talking about just being temporarily dehydrated and thirsty. I'm talking, this was a chronic problem, and I had to do something about it. So I don't even know how I came across this book. My husband either got it for me or I saw it. I don't know. But this book changed my view on water completely. The things that my dad had been telling me about for so long about, just drink water. Drinking water was his answer for everything. And you know what? He knew what he was talking about. There is so much that water does for our bodies, and we can't live without it. So this book, Your Body's Many Cries for Water, I highly recommend it. Take a look at it, get it, read it, and you will understand just why water is so important. It's one thing for people to tell you, but to actually read a book written by a doctor with like case studies, things that he actually experienced, it's incredible. And this book convinced me that I needed to make a change. So I began to replenish the lost water in my body and started to get myself hydrated to make a difference. It was as if everything was working backwards in my body because I didn't have the water to make my digestive system work correctly. So, our body definitely needs water, but what are the benefits of it? You probably, like me, are one of those people, you may be one of those people that understands all of this, but if you're like I was and you didn't really understand why water was so important for you, let me tell you just a few of the things that it can do for your body. And when we know why something is important, it can help us to be more motivated to take care of it. Okay, so just to name a few of the things. First of all, we need water in our body in order to carry nutrients to the cells in our body. So yes, we eat food, it can be really good for us, but if we're not hydrating our cells, how are we going to get the nutrients from our food into the cells? And the cells are where those nutrients need to go in order to make our bodies function as they should. Okay, so that's just one thing. And then, like I already said, digestion. If we are not eating or drinking the amount of water that we need, our digestion is just not going to work in the way that it should. And we're not going to be able to get the benefits of what those foods are that we're eating. It also helps to balance our blood sugar. So when we're getting enough water, our blood sugar is going to be better balanced. It also helps our kidneys and our bladder to function in the way that they should. It keeps the organs in our body that are moisture rich. It keeps those functioning well. Like, for example, think about our eyes. I mean, if our eyes aren't well hydrated, they're not going to be functioning in the way that they should. And that's just one of many parts of the body that would be functioning like this and needing that moisture in order to work. And the other thing that's a fantastic benefit to water is it can give us more energy. It helps us to be energized in our bodies. And who doesn't want more energy, right? It also helps to regulate our body temperature, and it reduces inflammation in the body, which is huge. There are so many problems that people have physically that are really, you can trace them back to inflammation in the body. So it's important to keep inflammation under control, so water can help to reduce that. It's super important for our joints, to keep our joints healthy and functioning in the way that they should. Our skin and our hair count on water to help to hydrate and help those to be healthy. We have healthier immune systems when we have the water intake that we need. And super important, we live in a world today where we cannot get away from toxins. No matter what we do, we are surrounded by them. So they are going to enter our body, but we need to get them out. And by hydrating ourselves, by drinking water, that helps to flush them out of our bodies. So that in itself is enough to motivate all of us to want to drink the water that we need to be drinking, because it benefits our bodies greatly. That's so much more powerful when you stop and think about all of that water does for us, as compared to somebody just saying you should drink your water. So think about those things when you're considering whether or not you should drink some water. Those are the things that you should be thinking about. Now, how much should you drink? Well, that really depends on who you are, your size. So here's a quick little formula that you can use, super simple, to help you figure out how much water that your body needs. It's simply take half of your weight in ounces, and that's what you should be drinking in water. Now, it's going to vary depending on the level of activity that you have. So if you're doing something that's making you sweat a lot, chances are you're going to need a little bit more water to replenish that. So add on to that. Now, if you're drinking things like caffeinated beverages or alcohol, those things tend to dehydrate the body. So when you're having a cup of coffee, just know that you need to drink extra water in order to replace what the amount was that was dehydrated from you when you drank that caffeinated beverage or alcohol. And if you live in a hot climate like I do, you are going to be needing more water as well. So take all of those things into consideration when you are figuring out how much water you need on a daily basis. Now, some tips for you from somebody who hated water, from somebody who hated the taste of water. I did not like it at all. And you might be one of those people that are just like, I just can't stand drinking it. It just doesn't taste good. Well, some tips for you. One of the things that you can do is take some citrus fruits, wash them real good, and then slice them up and put them into a pitcher of water. Even cucumber. I love the way that cucumber tastes in water. Slice that up and put that in your water. Stick it in your fridge, and it will just kind of infuse your water with a wonderful, refreshing taste. The other thing that I do that I absolutely love, I like to put essential oils in my drinking water, like dietary essential oils. So today I have grapefruit in my water, which is one of my favorites. Another of my favorites is orange. And like I said, make sure that they are a dietary essential oil. The kind that I use is Young Living Vitality citrus oils, and they taste so good. And what you're going to want to do when you add them to your water, so like for example, if you take a glass and you're going to get a glass of water, before you put the water in, just open your bottle up and drop a drop or two into your glass first. Or if you have a glass water pitcher, do that. Then put the water in. And by putting the oil in first, it's going to, when you put the water in, it's going to help to disperse the essential oil in your water better than just sitting on top of your water. And the other thing, please make sure that you're using essential oils in your water when it's only in a glass container or stainless steel. You do not want to put it in plastic because the oils will break down, plastics or styrofoams, things of that nature, and you don't want to be drinking toxins as those materials break down. So, and the other thing, this might sound really silly, but if you have a favorite or special glass, or some people like to have like a mason jar, something special that makes your water more fun for you to drink, that can do amazing things for people, just to have a special container to drink it out of. So just a few little tips there for you, and I highly recommend that you take your water with you wherever you go. If you're going to run out on some errands, even if you don't think you're going to be out that long, I have gone out on errands before where I think I'm only going to be out for 15, 20 minutes, and I'm like, I don't need to take my water, I'll be right back home, and then I end up out for 2 hours, and I am so thirsty. And by the way, if you've gotten to the point where you are feeling thirsty, that means that you are already dehydrated. So don't leave your house without some water to drink. And super helpful thing to do, super great tip that I learned a while back was first thing in the morning, before I put anything else in my mouth, even before you brush your teeth, go and get a lot of water to drink. And I mean like 20 ounces. First thing in the morning when I get up, I have 20 ounces of water to drink. I just drink it down. Now, why do I do this? I do it because during the nighttime, our bodies are in a way where, first of all, we're not drinking water generally during the night, but there's some cleansing that takes place, and there's toxins that are there that need to get out in the morning. And so by us drinking like that 20 ounces of water first thing in the morning, it will help to flush those out of our body right away. And I usually wait, maybe 30 to 40 minutes after drinking that water before I have anything else. And I have found this to not only be good for the whole thing about getting toxins out, but I have found it to be super helpful for me to get energized and ready to begin a new day. So there are a lot of health benefits to this. I highly recommend it for you to give it a try. So make sure that you're staying hydrated. Don't make the mistake that I did and replace water with things like juices, or worse yet, sodas, which last I knew, the number one beverage in this country, in the United States, you may be watching from some other country, but in the United States, the last I knew, the number one beverage were sodas, okay? That is not a good thing. Our number one beverage really needs to be water. Our bodies are made up of 60% water, on an average of 60%. So we really need to make sure that, since our bodies are regularly losing water every day, through our skin and when we go to the bathroom and all of that kind of stuff. So we are losing water regularly. So we need to take part in making sure that that water gets replenished so that we can maintain the proper fluid balances in our body. Otherwise, we're going to end up dehydrated. And when we're dehydrated, our bodies don't work in the way that they should. So go grab a glass of water. I'm going to go get a drink, and I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.